Hello, everyone. Welcome to the FutureDDS Dental School Experience Series, where we help you decide which dental school is right for you. Every school is unique and will provide a different experience, and who better to explain what the school has to offer than a student that goes there. Our goal is to give you a first-hand perspective of every dental school program across the U.S. and Puerto Rico, and ultimately help you make the best decision on which school is going to be the best fit for you. Today, we'll be showcasing Patty Lee, a second-year student at UNLV School of Dental Medicine. How you doing today, Patty?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Good. Thank you.
I have some crazy dogs behind me, so they're guests appearing.
There we go. What's going on? Thank you for taking some time out of your busy dental school schedule.
Absolutely.
To sit down with us. But if tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you went to undergrad, and a little bit about your journey to dentistry.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is Patty Lee. I am from Las Vegas, born and raised. I did my undergrad at UNLV, and like Tara said, I'm a second-year dental student at the University of Las Vegas Dental School. That's my intro.
Cool. So I guess what kind of sparked your interest in dentistry?
That's a really interesting question. Well, first of all, I have to say, for those of you that are applying, I'm I'm not a normal applicant because I was older. I'm almost 30 next month, so I applied when I was 27. Okay. I just took some time for me to apply because I was really scared to apply. But I knew I wanted to go into dentistry ever since I was younger. My parents were divorced when I was young, and the divorce took a huge toll on my dad's health. And he hated going to the doctor, hated going to the dentist. When I was in high school, he was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. And then when I was in college, he ended up having just 2 teeth. So when I was in college, I was like, look, you need to start taking care of your health. And if you're not going to do that, I'm going to do that for you. So I'm going to be a dentist. And coincidentally, my sister had the same line of thinking, and she's pursuing med school. So yeah, so our parents are pretty lucky because they are going to have a dentist and a doctor in the family. But we're also lucky because they're the reasons why we're choosing these careers.
Man, that's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
You have a long journey getting there.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if you could tell us a little bit about UNLV.
Sure.
It's in Las Vegas, but
yeah.
How is this in that city?
Sorry, hold on. These dogs are crazy. Stop it. So it's in Las Vegas, literally in the heart of the city. We're located really close to the Strip, which everyone knows of, in downtown. But not only that, we have a bunch of areas building around us because we have the Golden Knights now. So yay, Golden Knights. Yeah. And next year we're getting the Raiders, so that's exciting. So there's just a lot of development around the school itself, and it's in a great location for training. Yeah, it's exciting.
So how is the class size set up? How many people you for first year?
So our class size, I think, it's smaller than most. There's 80 per class. Okay. I don't know how many you guys have.
I have 203, but
really?
we're the second biggest. So
okay.
23. I think NYU has 4 or something.
Wow.
Top 2. So.
Okay, so I'm really thankful that it's only 80. I love that it's so small because we're really like a family. I can tell you everyone's name. I can give you a sentence or two about them, not just about school, but their family or what they like and stuff. So it's really close knit. So 80 students.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool. So I guess do you guys have an IS program where you guys get more students coming in at a certain time, or no?
What do you mean by that? I'm not sure. The IS
so we have an IS program where international students join our after second year.
Got you. Yes, so we do. It's relatively new to our school. I think they just started doing it last year, I want to say.
Okay.
So we accept about 6, I think, is what we have every class since last year.
Got you.
Yeah. It's nice to see new faces every year.
Yeah. Cool. So I guess what were some things that made you choose UNLV? Was it staying close to home, close to family?
Yes. I would say that's the number one reason. Also, I did my undergrad here, so I really liked the way the culture of the school was. Even though it's not right by each other, UNLV main campus is a little further away. They still have the same mission statement, and the faculty still feels the same. So I just really was comfortable with the school itself.
Got you. So just staying there, those connections that you made beforehand kind of led to you to stay around.
Yes.
You know, was UNLV like the only school that you were kind of considering, or were there other schools that you were looking at? What factors kind of help you
Oh,
develop your list?
sure. So when I was applying, I applied a little bit later in the cycle. So I knew right off the bat I had to limit my options because I didn't want to spend too much money
Mhm.
application process. So I applied to, I want to say like 8 schools. Most of them were West Coast. I applied to Midwestern, some UC schools, but I knew that was kind of difficult because they like California students, and just a few other random ones that I thought would be a nice place to live at. So those are kind of how I chose the schools. I did get waitlisted at Midwestern.
Okay,
So I didn't get to interview there, but I did tour the campus. So
got you.
yeah.
But you knew UNLV was the school for you.
Yeah, there were just so many things that were like, it was signs to stay.
Got you. So, you know, if we could just like flash back a little bit to when you were actually interviewing at UNLV, can you
Mhm.
kind of walk us through like that, what that day was like? You know, just like from starting, showing up on campus. Well, I guess you were on campus, but you know, how that
Well, I
day.
wasn't on campus because they're separate, but it's kind of a blur because it went by so fast. I'm sure yours is probably the same.
Yeah.
But so I think we started at like 8 o'clock in the morning until 5. We met faculty, Dr. Nkaha. She's like the admissions person that you'd go through. So she gave a brief on the school, and then we had our faculty interviews, and then we had our student interviews, like one-on-one. And that was like a really special moment for me because I felt like the interviews that I had at UNLV really was a sign for me to go there because it was such a chill interview. I was so nervous about talking to another dental student because I knew that their opinion and weight mattered a lot in the process. So that conversation I had with the student was really memorable. She made me feel really comfortable, and just that conversation alone gave me an idea of what it's like to be a student at the dental school. It felt like a family. It was so not nerve-wracking at all. We just talked about life. We had a lot in common. She was from Vegas too, and like we had similar jobs, so that was nice. But it was just so chill, and I really, really, really liked that. Like she didn't ask about my experience in dentistry or anything because you have that in the application.
Right.
So yeah, it was nice.
So it was just more like a conversation, you could say, or just getting to know
Yeah,
each other more so.
absolutely. I think that's something that we strive for at this school is like wanting to understand who you interview because we're together for 4 years. So you want to make sure that you are okay to be with that person for a long time. So you want that connection. And the same goes for patients. If you can have personable manners, or sorry, personable skills with a classmate, then you would be good with the patient.
Got you. Definitely, definitely. So
Hmm.
I guess if you could also, you know, think back to once you actually got into school, how was that transition those first few months getting into dental courses and really how did they help you get settled? You know, those first couple of months.
When you say how do they help you, you mean like the school or
Like,
like
yeah, you guys had like an orientation and
yeah.
okay.
We did have orientation, but like literally it was like hitting the ground running,
Hit the
right?
ground. Okay, yeah,
Every class was like boom, boom, boom. Everything was so new. The language that we like, all the terminology is brand new. And I never worked in a dental office or anything, so literally I didn't know what mesial-distal buccolingual was for the long.
me neither.
Yeah. So it was just like a lot all at once.
Right,
But I think that it kind of made you realize really quickly that you need to be on top of your game in order to keep moving forward. So in hindsight, I appreciate it. During the time, I was really struggling.
got you. I feel like that's dental school though. I heard
Yeah,
somebody describe it as like drinking water out of out of a fire hose.
fire hose. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. So I guess how have you kind of settled in since then? You know, finally getting into the course schedule and everything.
So my first year was a struggle. I
Okay.
also had a job my first year, and that was probably the biggest mistake I've ever made. But it was a really easy job. Just the
Right.
time needed to study was what I had to remind myself I needed. So I quit the job for second year, and it's been so much better. I sleep more. I study more consistently. I think that's really important. Rather than cramming every night before a test,
Right.
I cram like 5 days in it right before. So Yeah, I think I won't say that I'm super adjusted already, but I'm better. And I
Yeah.
think that's how it is. Every semester you make it through, you're like, holy crap, like that was a lot, but I made it.
Right.
And you learn from everyone.
What is a typical day for a first year student at UNLV look like? So, how are the classes set up, and kind of walk me through like a typical day there.
Okay. Let me see if I can like bring my memory back to that because I try to black it out after a while.
I
Let's
know
see.
you had a little unorthodox year too, working and also probably.
Yeah, so my experience might be a little bit different from most. But like for you want to know my personal day?
Or
Like,
no, just like with
in
how the
general.
schedule is set up, and
Okay.
yeah.
So first year, what do we have? Dental anatomy we hit first semester, so that was nice to get into that. What did we have? We had head and neck anatomy right off the bat, and that was pretty intense. No operative courses. Sorry, I'm just gonna look back at my schedule because I had that pulled up too to remind me.
Mm.
Let's see, what else did we have? We got introduced into the system that we use for patient tracking. So it's called Axiom.
Yeah,
So
so
it's like a brand new language to learn as well. So yeah, just a bunch of new things that I've never done before.
got you.
Micro in the beginning and human structure and function. Like what you said, you were studying systems. So it's like that, just a bunch of things that I don't really want to remember right now. But yeah, just a bunch of new things.
Got you. So when you're, I guess, going throughout the week, how is it kind of set up between classwork and lab work? Do you guys kind of get introduced to the lab, pre-clinically, SimClin, or like do you guys jump into regular clinic, like help and assist first year? Kind of how is that set up?
Let's see. So we did first and second semester was all like wet lab stuff. So we have a sim lab and a wet lab attached to it. So we would learn how to do all the diagnostic casts, alginate impressions there. And then slowly we transitioned to using the sim lab more. So like motor skills, like using burrs and hand pieces and stuff that we started second semester. Third semester, we did more like with things with each other. So like learning how to do prophies and just touching each other, I guess, like not in a weird way, but like looking at our mouths, right? Like understanding landmarks and stuff. And then, yeah, so I think that was a nice flow to lead us into clinic our first semester of second year.
Okay, so you guys start clinic first semester, second year,
Yes.
actually getting your patient pool then.
Exactly. Actually, you know what? I think some of us were introduced into screening our last semester of first year.
Okay.
So pretty early on.
Yeah, that was pretty early. And with you guys getting into clinic so early, I don't know, I know you're not there yet, but have you heard from fourth years or third or fourth years, do they primarily have just clinic work or do they still have coursework?
So for second years, we have a really good balance between didactics and clinic. Like right now, we have clinic twice a week, and then didactic courses the rest of the week. As third years, they're in clinic every day.
Okay.
So like I think it alternates between AM and PM, and then when they're not in clinic, of course they have didactic. Right. And fourth year, it's much more clinic, and very seldom do they have didactic. So yeah, I think so. My next semester, which is third semester of second year, and then all of third year, there's a lot of clinic, heavy clinic.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's similar to I guess here at Tufts too. Kind of like ramp into it now. I guess for anyone looking to go or to apply to UNLV, what are some things that you would suggest that they start focusing on now that will help them, put them in the best position to get in and then succeed once they do get in?
Let's see. What could I tell someone to do now? I would say learn how to do time management as best as you can prior to starting, because your schedule is your schedule. You can't really change that. So you need to work your life around that and find the balance that works for you. Appreciate your sleep now and try to make that while you're in school because it's really important. And let's see. Yeah, study habits. Like try to hone in on what you feel works for you, because once you start taking classes, every class is different, right? So you have to have like a nice grasp on different ways to study so you can approach each class differently. Yeah. So learn how to study as best as you can, time management, and value your sleep.
Got you. So it's funny you speak of sleep. You know, we all know how hectic and how stressful dental school can actually be.
Oh my God, yeah.
You're in Vegas, but so how do you manage your work-life balance, and you know, does the school kind of help you guys with having events or like different things to help with that, like help supplement, you know, making sure you have that work-life balance?
Yeah, I think our school is really good at that. We have a lot of student organizations, and a lot of us are encouraged to really join them. Not only do we have like student council and then executive boards, but we have clinics that we have every once a month, one Saturday every month, where we offer services to homeless like women and children. So we have the women's clinic, children's clinic, and a veterans clinic. So we get to give back to the community in that way and have opportunities for that. A lot of our classmates are really active in ADIA and ASDA. Also, we have like Pedo Club, Endo Club. We have a really cool club called HSDA, which is the Hispanic Student Dental Association. And we try to organize mission trips to Bolivia to help underserved communities out there. So yeah, UNLV really takes pride in community outreach and just having events for us to be mentally okay, I guess.
Yeah.
And we also have like a psychologist on campus that helps us as well.
Cool. So I guess what I guess personally, like how have you started? You say you are working on it now, but how have you started trying to manage, you know, work-life balance? Is it just like purely getting more sleep? Do you kind of pick up a hobby outside of school, or?
So I actually don't sleep a lot, and that's just by nature. Because I used to, when I was working, I worked from like 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and then go to school. So I just don't sleep a lot at all. But what else do I do? I like to work out when I can. I like yoga.
Yeah.
A lot of my classmates really do try to do that. We love going on hikes together. So Facebook page of all 80 of us, and we always like have these kinds of events. And after every semester, we always throw like a big, we live in Vegas, so we go to the club every now and then together, like all of us. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We like be as social as possible when we can be.
got you. So, I guess what are some major things, you know, that you would never want to change about your school experience? So far, obviously you haven't had any other dental school experience, but what are some things that you feel really stand out about UNLV that you think are great advantages that you feel are unique to your experience?
Let's see, what's really great about UNLV? I think that we have a really great culture as far as being really close. We have something unique at school. It's called a vertical system. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Like a vertical integration?
Yeah, so like basically when you start school, you're a DS1, you have kind of like a line of classmates that you go to, like DS2, DS3, DS4 that are assigned to you,
Right.
and you go to them whenever you need help. So it's like a built-in buddy system. And I think that's really great. And we have mentors for each team that we're in. Community outreach is really important at our school. And if that's something that you're really into and want to pursue even during school or after school, I think there's a lot of opportunities here for that. And we're really big on research as well. A lot of my classmates have done research projects in their first year and have been published. And we do a lot of competitions, research competitions. So yeah, I think that's unique to our school.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. We'll start to wrap up here.
Okay.
Are there any last like gems or words of wisdom, words of advice that you want to give to our viewers? You know, not necessarily anyone looking at UNLV, but anyone just interested in dentistry or going to dental school. What would you tell them?
One, dental school is hard, but it's honestly really rewarding. Like I said earlier, after every semester, you look back and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I went through all that. And it's just like, it keeps you going. After every semester, you have that break and you rejuvenate. And something that someone told me first year, one of my classmates, was we're only in this for 4 years, but like some people who are already dentists will say, I remember back in dental school, we did this and this, and it was really fun. So I try to look at every day like, this is my time to be here. The 4 years are going to go by so quickly, so you need to make the best of it. And yeah, just keep letting that be the light at the end of the tunnel, that this is only 4 years and you'll never get it again, you know?
Man, great words of wisdom, man. Those are great gems. Anybody out there watching, take heed to those things. Like, it'll be hard, but it'll definitely be well worth it, very rewarding. You know, like I said, we're going to wrap up here. If you could If you wouldn't mind, give all the viewers, your Instagram or your email. I guess just your Instagram right now, and I'll make sure I
Yeah.
guess put the rest of the info down.
Sure. So if anybody has any questions about UNLV particularly, or anything that I've talked about, you can DM me on my Instagram. It's Patty Cakesters. So PATTI cake, like CAKE, and then STERS. Or you can just email me if you have any questions, or if you would like me to read a personal statement, whatever you need. I'm here to help. So,
Got you. Awesome. Well, definitely we'll make sure we put that information down in the description. Again, thank you, Patty, for taking some time out.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
It was. We'll definitely have to, do it again sometime. I think we're taking a trip to Vegas soon, so.
Oh, please do. I'll show you how to have a good time here for sure.
Awesome. So thank you again on behalf of FutureDDS, all of our viewers and subscribers. Again, thank you. But that's going to wrap it up for the video. Anybody out there, again, take heed to what Patty has said. If you're interested in UNLV, hit her up. She seems to be a wealth of knowledge. Definitely, if you haven't already, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. And stay tuned to the series because we're going through all the schools across America and giving you this great advice and this great information to help you with your decisions. So that's going to be it. See you guys next time.
Bye, guys.